Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Herman. Herman is from Guatemala, but he lives in America. So let's see what Herman has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay, Herman, how are you today? How's your day been so far?
I'm good. What about you?
Very good. Thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time on Saturday for the interview. Thank you.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Herman, so tell me, where are you from?
Well, I was born and raised in Guatemala.
Oh, wow.
Guatemala, yeah.
And where are you living now?
Well, 15 years ago, I moved to LA. And recently, I moved to like a small city near Long Beach.
Okay. And why LA?
My family used to live there.
Oh, I see.
Some of my family moved to LA like 25 years ago.
Okay.
So after I graduated in Guatemala, I had the opportunity to come here to continue my studies here. So that's why I moved to LA.
I see. And what you studying?
Well, I got my degree in social work.
Okay. And what do you do for a living right now at the moment?
Well, I work for a non-profit organization where I work with college students that are either at risk of becoming homeless or are experiencing homelessness. So in that organization, we provide resources and housing, which is most important.
I see. And do you look after a lot of people?
Yeah.
Wow. And it's most Americans, or they are like different nationalities as well?
It's kind of complicated because I would say because I've been in the field for a while. Like a couple of years ago, most of the people that were experiencing homelessness, they were African Americans.
Okay.
Nowadays, we see a shift on that, and we see a lot of white people, some Asians, a lot of Hispanics experiencing homelessness. So this is a problem that is affecting us all.
I see. Okay, Herman, so before we start our journey, William in the Magic Box,
the famous light.
I would like to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Got it.
Tell me something interesting about yourself.
I like to paint.
All this paint behind is yours?
Those are my paintings, yeah.
Oh my God, beautiful.
Those are my paintings, yeah. And yeah, like I just started painting for fun. I've been painting my whole life, but recently I started doing acrylic. And I've been selling some paintings. So.
Amazing. Wow, I can see some of them. My goodness, amazing.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, man, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I'm ready.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend, full of wonderful questions, okay? I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay?
Got it.
Do it. Okay, Herman, so just before we start the game, through the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay? It's all very friendly, okay?
I appreciate it.
First question for you is, if you could have a cup of tea with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
Interesting. I would say I'm very political, so it will be either Queen Elizabeth or Pope Francis.
Tell me why.
Because there are a lot of questions in my mind. Like, they have a lot of power, a lot of money. So when I use those two things that I just mentioned to help the world, to help others. So I'm interested to hear the explanation.
Amazing. Very good. Imagine put both of them together in a table
I
and
know.
you a cup of tea. Imagine.
The three of us, like, that would be fun.
Will be very interesting for sure. Next
Yeah.
question. Okay, Herman. Next question is, what did you want to be growing up?
Why I wanted to be?
Yeah, when you're growing up, what did you want to be?
Oh, well, when I was little, I wanted to be an artist. An artist, as I said, like I wanted to paint, I wanted to do a lot of those things. When you grow up, you have you realize that things change and stuff like that. Now that I have my degree in social work, I'm more in the field and stuff, and I started learning about art therapy, which eventually I want to combine those two things because I'm really passionate about what I do now, but the art thing is still in my head. So hopefully, eventually, I will be able to combine those two things.
Amazing, for sure. I think when you do something with love, with passion, when you can do different careers, you can do two things at the same time, for sure,
Exactly, I agree with you.
It's hard work, for sure, but it's not easy, but you can make it, for sure.
It's not impossible, for sure.
Very good. Next question, let's do it. Hermano, before the next question, tell me what you like the most about your job as a social worker. And of course, there is always a challenging part as well. What that would be?
I like that I'm being able to help others. Many times we assume that just completing a housing application for some people might be difficult. Just the fact that we have experience in that and we can be able to house people, help people updating the resume. So little things that for us might be normal, easy tasks, for them might be difficult. Just the fact that we're helping them is very rewarding. What's challenging is that sadly we only have limited resources. We cannot help as much, and the reality is that not all the people that is in the program is going to be successful. Some people might not be ready. Some people might take some time for them to realize that, okay, so it's time for me to change, to start making progress, but maybe they are not ready. Maybe this is not their time. So just to realize that it takes time as a social worker, because our goal is to help everyone and change everything, but we cannot do that.
It's not just up to us. You need to know other sources as well.
Exactly.
For sure. All right. Next question is, what is the worst pickup line have you ever heard?
Well, someone was trying to make conversation with me, and they asked me like, "Oh, I like your accent. Where are you from?" So I told him, "Oh, I'm from Guatemala." And this person was like, "Oh, Guatemala. Is that an island?" And I was like, and there was three of us, and the other one was like, "Hey, don't be silly. Guatemala is part of Mexico." I was like, "Oh my God, like these people need a map or something."
Oh my God.
I didn't know what to do. Like, should I tell them that they're both wrong? I'm not the type of person that is gonna be like correcting others. I just went with the flow, like, yes, it's an island in Mexico, whatever.
You should have said, I know Guatemala is a city in the USA.
I know. It's in LA.
Actually, it's just next city. You're going to be to LA. If you go like 200 kilometers from LA, you're going to get in Guatemala.
Exactly. I should have said that.
Something like that. But then also, I think sometimes people, when they don't have information, just ask. Just say, okay, actually, where Guatemala is? Or tell me a little bit about, you know what I mean? Ask, don't be afraid. Or instead of make a comment that can be, you know what I mean, can look a little bit silly or a little bit,
And it's okay not to know everything because we're all
Totally.
learning. I feel like that's the beauty of human beings, that every day is an opportunity to learn something new.
Totally. Totally.
Especially, have you been to LA?
No, I haven't. I haven't been to LA. No.
It's a very diverse city. You
Hmm.
can see people from everywhere. So the fact that you can talk to people from other countries that you haven't heard before, like, and to know about those countries is beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyway, so now we know where Guatemala is.
Yeah, it's not an island for sure.
It's not an island. It's not in Mexico, for sure.
For sure.
Let's do it. Actually, I had a guest on the show from Guatemala, actually, but he's German. He's from Frankfurt, and he's living in Guatemala now. And
I
he
was
found,
able to, sorry, I was able to watch the baby.
did you? Oh yes, he was so fascinated. He loves his place now. I said, William, that's home for me now. You know, it's you could see the passion through his eyes.
Yeah, Guatemala is different. It's
Yeah.
different. The people, it's not because I'm from Guatemala, but when you hear other people that have visited Guatemala, like, we take care of people there. If you go
Mhm.
there, we'll take care of tourists. We are very humble, we're very friendly.
Yeah.
Hopefully
very
you'll go one day.
It's a very Latin, isn't it, approach? We have this approach of caring, of welcoming people from other countries. We have this. I'm from Brazil, and we always have this fascination of, you know, seeing new people coming, showing our country, showing our city. We have this approach,
Exactly.
isn't it?
You should go to Guatemala one of these days.
Of course, can't wait. Next question is, what do you consider most romantic?
Romantic. I think for me is when people listen to you and pay attention to those little details. And then it doesn't have to be anything expensive or anything that involves a lot of thought. Just the fact that in a conversation you mention, oh, I like this type of candies. And then the next day that person surprised you. Oh, you see, I got you something. The fact that they listen and they think about you. So I think that's very romantic to me.
The simplicity, isn't it? When you see simple gestures, simple things, it's just it's a big it touches your heart. It makes a big impact in our life for sure.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
agree.
Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
Next question is, when was the last time that you cried and why?
Last time that I cried. I don't cry often, but I think last time that I cried. I don't remember that, just to be honest.
It doesn't need to be like for a sad thing. Could be for something emotional, something that you felt very emotional. Something that you thought, oh, I could cry right now. If something happened or...
You know, well, I don't know if it was the last time, but I really cried. This is silly, but I cry when, for the first time in history in this country, we have the first female vice president.
Beautiful.
Vice president. I think we don't have to agree in politics. You can be whatever, but I think the fact that there is a female holding that position now is a huge message, not only to the people in the United States, but the entire world. And I'm sure that will have a huge impact in future generations. So
that's a beautiful answer, And I believe a lot of people, they got emotional as well, because, I mean, and her background as well, you know what I mean? When you see, when I could hear people talking about her background, where she comes from, it's just like her, you know what I mean? It's like, wow, what achievement. I think it's beautiful for the world to see that anyone can make it, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter what background is, it doesn't matter anything, you can make it, you can get there, you know what I mean? That's the biggest message I saw there as well.
Just to be part of history, like,
totally.
I'm assuming, like, in 20, 30 years, people will be talking about it. I remember when we had the first vice president. So.
Can you imagine?
Female vice president. Yeah.
Absolutely. Very good. Good point. For sure, you're not the only one who cried or got emotional, for sure. So many people around the world, for sure.
Yeah.
Ready for another one?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Herman, before the next question, tell me a little bit about your art. So how everything started? What is your inspiration to do it? Tell me a little bit about it.
Since I was little, I've been very like extrovert. I like to spend time on my own, like just to have my space in a room, silence, and put my thoughts into a piece of paper. Yeah, so it was like a way of me to disconnect from the world. And it's still like, sadly, we are living in difficult times. So a lot of things are going on in the world. So just to disconnect like 20 minutes a week, a day, just think about something beautiful. And that's something that I try to reflect in my art. Well, you can have an idea what my art is based on that, but I like to use bright colors. I like to spread like positive messages. So it's basically that. Like I want when people see my art that they can get inspired and that can brighten their day. So that's.
I see. And do you can do every day, or you need to be inspired for it? You need to be okay. That some days you don't feel like, some days not good for you.
Yeah, definitely. Like, well, I just started painting recently, and I haven't painted for like a year because I didn't feel it, and I didn't have any ideas, and I think that's the beauty of art too. That it's not like something that you have to do every day. Sometimes ideas will come out, and then you start putting them into the canvas.
Absolutely. Okay. Next question is, describe yourself in one positive word and one negative word only.
Positive. Positive. I'm very optimistic. I always like to see the good aspects of everything, even in the bad situations. I think that's something negative. If I don't eat, I get upset. I get angry. We call it hangry here. I need to eat. I need to eat.
It's visible. People know. Okay, he's hungry for sure.
Yeah, and my friends now are like, oh, he's upset. Like, let's give him some food.
Do you like cooking, Herman?
I do. I don't enjoy it, but I like it, and I like to I like to take care of the things that I put in my food, because sometimes when you eat out, you don't know what people use and stuff. So I've been trying to cook for myself lately, but it's not something that I'm like passionate about. Like, oh, I can't wait to cook tonight. Now it's like, oh, I have to. You know what I mean?
And what's the most traditional food in Guatemala?
Oh, we have a lot of traditional food. My favorite is, we call it kakik. Kakik, and it's a very traditional food, as I mentioned. It uses a lot of spices, and it's very tasty. So.
Very good. Next question. Let's do it.
Yeah.
German from Guatemala. Next question is, what is your funniest memory of your time at school?
Ooh, I have a lot. I really enjoy school. The funniest. Okay, so one time, like a friend and mine, like we were gonna study, and then we were like, okay, let's grab some snacks, so that way we can snack and study, right? So we were holding our books, and on top of our books there were a lot of snacks and stuff. But that day was raining, so the floor was slippery. And so then we were walking, and then my friend fell off, and then all the snacks were on the floor.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
started laughing, and I started picking up the snacks. And then my friend was like, "Hey, what about me? I'm here." And I was like, "Oh, you too." And we still remember that time with my friends. That's
When you say,
important. Food is very important to me.
yeah. And as you say about you loved school, you like being at school, who was your favorite teacher and why?
My favorite teacher. It was, well, I went to school in Guatemala, as I said. Like I came to the U.S. when I was 20.
Okay.
So, and Guatemala is a very traditional country,
Hmm.
or it was, I would say. It's changing, but back then was very traditional. Like gender roles were very like there, like men can only do this, women can only do that. So I had this and as I said, like I like art, all type of art. And I had this professor that the that used to teach us how to weave and all of that. So everyone in the class we were weaving, creating, and for me it was fascinated that she took the risk to teach all of us something that we were not supposed to learn. Even if she didn't know that some of us like doing those female activities back then. So I think the message that she showed me is that you have to be brave, do whatever you like, don't be afraid. So I was like, okay, I like. It was not related to school specifically, but the message that she gave me was very, very powerful.
What's her name?
Her name was Elsa.
Elta. It's so interesting how teachers, they leave a message in our life forever, isn't it? Like when you think about, I had some teachers, I was very lucky as well. I had some incredible teachers through my school period that when I think about them, it's like, my God, I'm so grateful that they were my teacher at the time because they left a beautiful message, a beautiful lesson for me that I care for my life, you know what I mean? I live by as well still. So yeah, teachers, they have a big let's say big point in our life. They have big impact, you know.
Yeah, and many times I feel like we spend a lot of time with professors, even more, even in comparison with our parents.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. Good. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Edma. Next question is, what keeps you up at night?
okay. I was, well, sometimes I think a lot about the future and I forget to be present.
Yes.
So that's something that I started working on, like just live the moment, be present, and then let things flow. Let things flow. But yeah, I agree with you. Like sometimes if I have a very important meeting the following day, I will be like, oh, what they're gonna ask, like what they're gonna tell us, things like that. And I'm like, maybe they're not gonna ask us or tell us anything. And I'm just like thinking, overthinking things that might not happen. So I started working on that, like live the moment, be present, and then just let the future come.
Yeah, I think nowadays the world is so fast that we, you know what I mean, we go with the world, the flow. We just go with the flow. The world's fast, and sometimes we start thinking about the future, we start thinking about the past, and you forget about the moment, the right moment right now. So I think it's a good point. But it's a good point. As soon as you start work on it, as you are watching yourself, it's halfway of the journey already. You are going the right direction. Just the fact that you know, you realize that. So I think it's a good start, for sure.
I agree.
3 questions left for you, Herman.
Yeah,
Let's do.
nice. This is fun.
You're talking about Guatemala. When you close your eyes, you think about your country. What's the best memories that comes to your mind?
My best memories, just there's a lot actually, but the best memories, my childhood, like just being able to be free, in a sense that I was able to. I live in the countryside of Guatemala,
Uh-huh.
Just the fact that I was able to go for a hike, go to a river, like play with my pet cows. Just that's that thing that we don't have it now. I feel, for example, in this country, you don't see that often. We live in a big city. Yeah, just to remember those things that I was able to go, be in nature. Yeah, I will say that.
Very good. Next question is talking about animals. What is your spirit animal?
My spirit animal. Oh, that's a tough one. Well, I'm going back to Guatemala. I feel like this is about Guatemala, but in Guatemala we praise a lot of the hummingbirds, and we believe that they are like the bridge between the people that left us and the people that are here. And when you see a hummingbird, it's because they are bringing you a message and stuff like that.
Wow.
And they're tiny. I'm very tiny too, so they're very bright. Yeah, so I feel like a hummingbird, hummingbird for sure.
Very good. And do you visit Guatemala very often? Do you travel or not really?
Last time that I was there was 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Now with the pandemic, the country was closed for a while, and right now things are still not that good in Guatemala. Like, sadly, we don't have a lot of my people don't have access to vaccines and stuff like that. So COVID is still out there, and that's something that is preventing me from going. But for sure, I will visit this year.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
2 questions left for you.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
nice.
Before the next question, this piece of art I can see behind you. Which one is your favorite? Ooh.
My favorite, I think it will be this one.
Tell me about it. Why?
This one, I have a friend that is very afraid of insects. I don't know if you cannot see that, but the painting has some insects, and on the top of the head, that is like an insect, like a walking on top of the head.
Okay.
So my friend was telling me that he's afraid of those insects. So I decided to paint it and be like, you see, like, put your fear. So I put his fears into the painting and show, and you see, like, you don't have to be afraid of those insects. They're not your enemy. They're not gonna do anything to you. They're not harmful, and they can be pretty too.
Oh, that's so sweet. Oh my God. Oh, there's a story behind. That's what makes special.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Next question is, what is the worst first date have you ever been on?
Worst. It is funny because for me, at some point, I considered this date to be the worst. By now, I consider it to be one of the best. And I'll explain you why.
Ooh.
So when I went into this date, I was very young. I was like 20, like 19 or 20. And so I met this person. And so then we went out and stuff. And then they asked me like, oh, if you have the opportunity to write a book, what would the book be about? And then I started like being so dramatic and be like, oh, it will be about some bad things that happened to me during my teenage years and this and that. And then this person was like, okay, why don't you write a book that talks about how you overcome those things and how you become the person that you are right now? Wow. And at the point, I felt very offended. I was like, oh my God, this person doesn't agree with me. Like, he wants me to change my thoughts. He wants me to do something that I don't want. I get very offended. I was like, oh, that ruined my day. And then I just went home and I didn't talk to that person anymore. But now I realized that that person was right.
Wow.
The person was right because I was focusing on the wrong things. I was thinking too much in the wrong things,
Yeah.
and I was not making progress. Later
Wow.
on, I realized that yes, this person was right. I have to focus on the positive aspects of everything, as I mentioned before. Like now, I learn to see the good in the bad, and I'm grateful for that person now.
Wow.
I don't know where they are, but thanks. If you're watching, thanks.
Hopefully this person is watching the interview now. The person will like, yes, finally he got the message. Finally, after a few years ahead, he got the message.
Yeah.
This person gonna go like, oh, I'm in peace now. I passed the message. It took a while, but you got it.
But the message was received.
Very good, very good. Next question is, oh, actually, no. I just played the music again. Sorry, I got so involved with the situation. Ready for the last one?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last question. Now we can do the last message now. Last question. What is your favorite kitchen smell?
Oh, let's see. That smell of fresh cookies.
Ooh.
That's the best. That's the best. I love it. I don't bake, but my family does. So when I visit them and they do cookies, I'm like, oh, thanks.
I can see your head like, oh my God.
I know. Because I'm gonna visit them today, so I was thinking about the future, like hopefully they make cookies for me today.
For sure they will, for sure. Okay, German, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. Life.
I couldn't hear.
Life.
Hope.
How about love?
Love. Deserve.
Okay. Money.
Power.
Family.
Love.
One word for sex.
Compliment.
Politics.
Important.
Religion.
Powerful.
Fear.
Overcome.
Friendship.
Necessary.
Desire.
Love.
Regrets.
Not needed.
One word for success.
One word. For success. Tears.
One word for wish.
Work.
Happiness.
Family.
One word for LA.
Crowded.
One word for USA.
Hope.
How about Guatemala? One word.
Home.
One word for social worker. One word.
Passion.
And the last one now, painting. One word.
That's love.
Amazing. Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, what is the most beautiful thing about German, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What your best friend would say?
Yeah, I would say like he would say that I'm a good listener, And I even make jokes with my friends because I feel like I give them free therapy. Because they come
Good.
to me and they start venting like, oh, this and that. And I listen. I listen. So they will say that for sure. Something that I need to work on. I'm not very. With the time, I learned that you have to be very uh, specific with the people that you surround with,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very picky with the people that I have in my life. And my friends, they are more like friendly in a way, like they offer their friendship to a lot of people, and I'm more selective. And that's something that I heard before, that oh, you should be more caring about other people. But it's not that I care, it's that I value the people that I have in my life. And it might not be a lot of people, but it's the chosen people. And I would say like that's something that they will say to you, like he needs to be more open to meet other people.
See, maybe your friends are right. Maybe. Let's play now, Herman, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Herman, you can ask me a question now.
Is this just one question?
You can ask me two if you want.
So, okay. Okay. So the first one is, what's your favorite book and why?
Good question. The first book that came to my mind is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It's a book that makes you change your point of views about life, makes you understand more about this, being spiritual, to connect with people, to be open, to be approachable. You know, people come to your life, they leave a message. People, they come, leave memories as well. Some people comes and leave some lessons, you know what I mean, negative way. It's all part of the journey. So I think The Alchemist, I think I read for so long time. Actually, I'm going to read it again because I think I will see the book in a different way. But the message when I read the first time, it was that for you to be more approachable about life, understanding about spirituality as well. You know, so yeah, I would say The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho for sure.
I love that book too. So.
See? I need to read again, actually. I have somewhere here. I need to read it again because it really, I remember when I was reading, I was like, wow, it's been a while. It's been, I at least say more than 7 years, been for a while. So I think I need to catch up a little bit more to see the message, different eyes now.
Yeah, I think when you get older, like you see things from different perspective.
Totally.
And I'm assuming it is the same with books, movies,
yeah.
everything. We focus on other aspects of.
When I read good books, I keep them because I like to read the futures, to see the different messages, to see how I would, you know what I mean, see the beauty in the book with different eyes, you know, for sure. Next one.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you are from Brazil.
Yes.
So, what's the difference between Brazil and the country that you are living right now?
Right. So I've been living in England, in London, for the last 18 years now. It's been for a while, actually. I've been living away from Brazil more than I've been living in Europe more than I lived in Brazil. I left Brazil when I was 19. I lived in Portugal for 5 years, and I've been here in England for the last 18 years, more or less. Right. So I think that the biggest difference is about, I think, the personality. I think Brazilian people, we have a different way of approaching life. I think, you know, I've been living for so long away from Brazil, and I realized that for us, we have a different approach. For us, more, let's say, more positive about you know, facing problems, dealing with issues, dealing with challenges. I think we have this mindset of, you know, for you to be more perseverant, persistent and understanding. You know, I think here in Europe, like most of the countries, which understand, you know, it come across for us that they are a bit cold, you know what I mean? But it's not. They are more straightforward, you know what I mean? They don't see two sides. For them, it's this side. Sometimes this is, you know what I mean? We understand as well. It's a cultural thing. So I think the biggest difference between, of course, the weather as well, of course, compare the weather in Brazil, the weather in England, it's a big difference, But besides the weather, I think for me, the biggest difference when I think about in a whole package, it's about people. I think we are very different, not negative way, in a positive way as well, both sides, you know what I mean? I see very positive things here, English people that I don't see in Brazilian, and I see the opposite as well. But I think that's what makes beauty of, different countries, different a way of approaching life. But yeah, there are a lot of, even food as well, I think here in England, they have the traditional fish and chips, like the traditional foods. And in Brazil, we have different flavors, different dishes as well. But mainly for me, like when I think about the difference about countries, I think about people, about the way we approach life, the way we interact with people, the way we see life, the way we face challenge, the way, I see a big difference. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see the both sides and try to understand why it's like that. And that's the beauty of living in a foreign country, as you know very well, of course. You see the difference,
Mm-hmm.
You can see. So that's for me what I find fascinating to see, to be able to live in a different country, and daily you see the difference of culture that we have. I think that's the beauty of living in a foreign country, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Herman, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
I did. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time, for being sweet and kind as well, and to accept my invitation. Thank you so much.
No, thanks, William. I appreciate it.
But before you go, I would like you to share a positive message or a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
As I said before, sometimes, for example, the pandemic. Sometimes everything bad, it has the positive, good aspects too. So always focus on the positive aspects of everything. Everything happens for a reason, and you may not have the answer at the moment, but in the future, you'll see this happens for this. This happens for me to grow. This happens for me to see life from a different perspective. So I think that would be the message to people, that even if you're going through bad moments, try to focus on the positive aspects of those.
And sometimes when you go on a date for the first time, try to listen to your first date.
listen to them.
Even if you don't agree, but listen to them, because maybe the message is there.
The message might be there.
Herman, thanks so much for the interview. It was a pleasure connecting with you. Okay, have a happy Easter. Okay, enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, William. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.